Welcome back everybody to the Tekkit Experiment. My name's Warrior009 and last episode I showed you guys how to make this infernal armor that I have on right now. We are making gem armor, so we've done the Abyss helmet, we have done the infernal armor. Today we are doing Gravity Greaves. Gravity Greaves take red matter pants, which we have already made, a fully charged Omega Client Star, which we already have also. We need a gem of eternal density. If I say destiny, I mean density, so don't yell at me if I screw that up. And watch of flowing time. So the problem with these two things is they absolutely suck in multiplayer. And this is a multiplayer world. So I'm going to tell you guys what they do. I'm not going to be able to show you guys exactly what they do, but I'm going to be able to tell you guys what they do. We are finishing equivalent exchange, so like I said, we are doing gem armor. There's a couple other rings that we need to do, so I can actually try to look up if there's any. Oh, there we go. Void rings, ring of arcana, zero rings, all this other stuff along with the gem armor. So we're finishing equivalent exchange. That's how we're wrapping up this series, the Tekkit Experiment. We are transitioning over into FTB. There's already a playlist going on, there's already a series going on, so if you guys are new to this channel, if you're new to this series, there is an FTB series going on right now. It's taking over for the Tekkit Experiment. There's just a lot more I can do in FTB. There's also a Volts series. Volts has been slow because recently a couple other YouTubers, other than the main one that everybody knows about, have been doing Volts and doing some things that I had planned on doing, and they did it very well. So much better than I believe I could do it. So I'm debating on whether I want to try to do it and compete with that. We'll see. But if you guys didn't see last episode, there are some schedule changes. I do work a summer job and I am an avid golfer. So with those two things, my schedule has become a lot more compact recently. There's a lot more things going on, more than what was going on in the middle of the winter. So if episodes don't come out as often as you think they should, well, it's because I'm doing other things. So, and as a trash truck passes outside, we need to do Gravity Greaves. We need to finish up gem armor. So a couple of things that we need to make. As you guys can already see, I've already made a gem, I've already made a watch, mostly because I've done this episode twice before and both times it has failed miserably. So now I'm going to be able to tell you guys what goes wrong in multiplayer, because last episode, or well, you guys aren't going to be able to see this episode, but I showed you how terribly these work. So with the watch of flowing time, we'll actually look this up, show you guys how to make it. Takes dark matter, obsidian, glowstone, and a clock. A clock is just gold and redstone. Most of you guys probably don't know how to make that because people don't make it. Sorry, need to close my window there. So the watch of flowing time is actually very easy to make in terms of materials. If you have dark matter, I mean, that's the hardest thing to get. So like all of the other things that we have been making with charges, there we go, you can charge it up with V and discharge it with Shift and V. If your charge button is different, just go to your controls, look to see what it is, and then you can determine what you need to press to activate it and stuff. So to activate it, you press G, it changes the color, it goes from yellow to gray. It might be a little bit different depending on your texture pack or whatever. So turn it on and off. When it's activated though, it's supposed to make machines faster and mobs slower. It does a very good job at making mobs slower. Making machines faster, it does do it. It does it very slowly. It doesn't seem to work very well with advanced machines, so induction furnaces, rotary macerators, what else do we got here? Centrifuge extractor, I think. Yep. And singularity compressor. So with the advanced machines, it doesn't work out very well. With simple machines, it works out decently. I mean, it's not as good as an overclocker upgrade, so actually we'll take that out. We will put cobblestone. We'll come back over here. So the recycler moves kind of fast without any overclocker upgrades. If we were to take our watch, turn it on, shift a couple times, look back at it, it's moving slightly faster. Is it a lot faster? No. Nowhere near as fast as that. So really you should be using overclocker upgrades. If you don't want to use overclocker upgrades, you can use the watch. That is a possibility. So there's supposedly 3 levels of charge to the watch. Technically there's 4 if you were to shift and V. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. The wiki says there's only 3. I haven't been able to test it out very well. Like, it's very hard to determine the exact percentages, but supposedly level 1, so first is 10%. It slows down mobs 10% and speeds up machines 10%. Level 2 is 20%, and level 3 is 30%. I have no idea what fully charged is. That's something I don't want to do because it doesn't work. But we could go outside, we'll find a mob somewhere. There we go. So, creeper here and a spider, and as you guys can see, they're moving much slower than normal. If I was to deactivate the watch, they're still moving slow. That's strange. It might be a passive ability of it. I thought it needed to be charged. We'll discharge it all the way and see what happens. We'll get this guy over here. He should move at full speed. Come on, you can do it. Swim. Sometime today. Anybody else over here? There we go. And he's moving slow too. That is very strange. That's weird. So it doesn't seem like it needs to be activated. I didn't know that. The other times I was activating it and they were making it move really slowly. So when you are using that though, it does use 2 to 3. Wow. That was a big lag spike. It uses 2 to 3 redstone per second, which is also equal to 128 to 192 EMC per second. So if we were to activate this thing, activate it, it goes through EMC very, very, very quickly. So be careful with that. If you're using redstone as a form of EMC, once again, be careful with that. You're going to be going through it very quickly along with the Klein Star, especially with a smaller Klein Star like the Klein Star Dre. Just be careful, I mean, if you are using it consistently. Another thing in, well, we'll turn this back off, in multiplayer that doesn't work very well because they're assuming that you're playing with other people. Like, if you're on a major server, obviously you would never want this to work because it would just screw people up. So, but there's another function. So the first function was G. Now this function is C. There's 3 different levels. One makes the sun and moon move faster in one direction. So it'll make it, oops, wrong button. There we go. So it should make it faster. It just makes my game skip. I mean, is it faster? Maybe. Not by a lot though. It's more lag than anything. Watch time of day speed forward. Now it's supposed to be going backwards. Technically it's going backwards. It's kind of skipping forward and going backwards, so it's not working as well as it does in multiplayer. Or yeah, it doesn't work as well in single player. Single player, this works beautifully. So the first function, it would make this go, it'd be going that way and it'd be going around much faster. With this second function that's going on right now, it makes time move backwards. In multiplayer, it's kind of going forwards and then skipping. And then the third, it just turns the overall ability off. So if you're in single player, it works very well. I don't know the exact use for it. If you want to just have fun and have the clocks go backwards, then you can do that. But in multiplayer, it more or less skips. I don't think it would, I would imagine it wouldn't work in multiplayer servers because, and when I say that, I mean like servers where people actually have mods and other stuff on there for server administration type things, because this will just screw up a lot of things and people don't want, like let's say you had 6 clocks working or 6 different people with clocks, this would get really screwed up. So that is a free function to use. It does tend to break the timers, so we'll go back over, we'll go to our solar panel factory because we have a timer sitting right out here. It does tend to break these. It screws up with the timer intervals. It just does, it basically affects the tick of the world. So, and the lag, oh, that place is horrible. So anyways, it really affects with the timers. You don't want to be screwing those up because if you have a really intricate system or whatever and you're messing around with the time of the world, You might screw up your redstone, and that's more of a hassle than being able to play God and screw with the time of the world. I saw you. Oh my god, this lag is horrible. I want to go back to my single player world. Let's try to get back up to 60. I'm at 8 frames per second right now. Come on. You can do it. There we go. So, this is the worst lag we've had all day. Alright, so you can speed up time, slow down time, do stuff, or actually technically make time move backwards. It doesn't make you get younger or anything like that, so don't expect that to work. If you have a pedestal, a dark matter pedestal, we've never seen these before. I've never made them before, so pedestal, dark matter blocks, and red matter. Dark matter block is just dark matter, like that. Very easy to make. If you were to shift and right click onto the pedestal, you can put your watch of flowing time on there. This doesn't work in multiplayer also. Technically this should give you a 7% global speed effect, meaning that it makes all your machines go 7% faster. Once again, it doesn't like to work on advanced machines. It will not make your buildcraft pipes, your pneumatic tubes, or your engines work any faster. It will not affect those. It will mostly just affect basic machines, and it will also make the energy collectors work faster. Now, it doesn't work in multiplayer, so I can't show you this. They also say that you can do these, you can stack these technically up to 10 times. Now, I don't know the exact conversion rate because this is supposed to be 7% and then 10 times. So unless they mean 1,000%, so like 100% speed time, or if they just mean 10%, I can't test it. I can't test it in a multiplayer, so I don't know. But you're supposed to be able to stack these up to 10 times speed. So whatever that converts over into percentage-wise will be whatever. So like I said, it doesn't work on buildcraft pipes, so it doesn't make any of these faster. But you can have one of these. It makes it look kind of cool or whatever. So now we have our watch of flowing time. Once again, it doesn't work that well in multiplayer. It works much better on single player. This next thing, the Gem of Eternal Density, once again, works really well on single player. Works terribly on multiplayer. So we need diamonds, obsidian, and dark matter. So you guys can see the recipe here. You don't need to see me make another one. But what this really does well is convert EMC values. So what it will do, we'll take an EMC of iron, gold, diamonds, red matter, and we should have dark matter somewhere here. Nope. We'll grab a piece of dark matter. But what this is supposed to do is eat EMC values. Dark matter will be here. So it'll eat like dirt, sand, gravel. It doesn't eat marble for whatever reason. I don't know why. But if you're digging with a red morning star or a destruction catalyst, it works really well. It takes the dirt, the cobblestone, the gravel. It will leave you a stack of cobblestone, so 64, and then it'll start eating. It leaves it for like building purposes or whatever. It'll start eating up to 256 dirt, and it'll make an iron ingot. Once it realizes that it has enough iron ingots to make a gold ingot, it'll make a gold ingot. Then up to a diamond, then up to dark matter, and up to red matter. So instead of filling your inventory with dirt and gravel and all that crappy stuff, it'll just upgrade it. It will keep your ores. So like I said, I can't really show this to you in multiplayer because it bugs out. It assumes that every piece of dirt is equal to a piece of iron, and then every piece of iron is equal to a piece of gold. It kind of duplicates it, which makes it a really tough thing to show. And it just doesn't work out well for me in multiplayer. So if you are in multiplayer, you're not going to want to use this. I mean, it bugs out. It screws up things. So if you're in single player, it works very well though. But what it will do up to, let me switch this up real quick. Like I said, it does eat dirt. It just keeps your inventory much cleaner. It will keep your ores. It'll keep coal. It'll keep redstone. It'll keep all the things that you're going to need eventually. Obviously, if you were to find iron ingots in a chest, or gold ingots in a chest, or diamonds, it'll eat the diamonds up until But whatever it doesn't eat, so if you have 255 dirt, let's say you have 255 dirt, you don't have that last piece of dirt in order to make an iron ingot. If you were to have your gem of eternal density on, it will start eating. Once you turn it off, it would give you back everything that it hasn't eaten up until the point. So if you've already made an iron ingot, you will not receive back 256 dirt. You will receive anything back, though, in between this iron ingot and the gold ingot. So if you guys don't understand that, it eats up until a point, up until it can make something. But then it will store everything up until the next thing that it can make. So whether that's another iron ingot or a gold ingot or a diamond or dark matter or red matter, it will store those things and then you can get them back once you turn the gem off. So it's kind of complicated. You guys really need, like, it's very difficult for me to show you guys this in multiplayer because, like I said, it doesn't work very well. You can put these in alchemy bags. You can put them in this thing over, where is it? Actually, I wonder if it would work in here. I don't think it will, but let's see if I can turn this on. Oops. Turn you on. I don't think it will work in here. No. It will supposedly work in chemical chests, which I don't know why it would work because we have this already built in. Well, that's weird. So, if you don't want dirt or you don't want gravel and you don't want to be carrying that around with you at all times, make one of these. If you're in single player, it makes it a lot easier. It will convert it up, like I said, to iron. Oh, I see what it did there. What it did there is it took all my items there except for the red matter because it couldn't convert it up to a red matter. It took my iron, gold, and diamond and made a dark matter. Now those three things combined aren't enough to make a dark matter. So as you guys can see already, it basically already screwed up. So, but these are to be making into our final thing for gem armor here, or at least the second to last thing, our Gravity Greaves. So our Gravity Greaves, our pants, omegas, watch of flowing time, stuff like that. So we will take that. Do we have, crap, where is that thing? We have that, watch of flowing time, and our gem. Now we need to turn this off if it's not off, and it gave me back a diamond. So this thing's like really kind of all over the place. Gravity Greaves. So once again, it looks like the rest of our armor. And I actually need to click on something real quick here. Alright, so the Gravity Greaves have two, like all the other things, we have a passive ability and an offensive ability. And it actually kind of just looks like I have boots on. I don't know if that's a multiplayer glitch. Once again, it very well might be. Some other things do that, I know. So the protective or the passive thing is it increases free falling speed when holding shift. Okay. So we'll fly up. Try to fly up in this lag. And if we were to free fall, supposedly we could go faster when pressing shift. Is it going to work in multiplayer? Let's see. Nope. Actually, I might need to be able to turn this. No, I shouldn't have to put it on. Because it's a passive ability. Technically. We'll turn it on. Armor offensive power's on. Yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't... The problem with multiplayer, and the problem with this mod in Equivalent Exchange, is that it absolutely sucks in multiplayer. Absolutely is terrible, for the most part. There's some things that work really well. More often than not, everything is horrible. So, I'm sorry you guys can't see that. It's not really a useful ability anyway. So, the offensive ability, though, is it does slow down mobs. So, it kind of takes the Watch of Flowing Time ability. Try to get some of the mobs here. Where can they be? Alright, so we got two skeletons here. They should be slower. A little bit. They're not a lot slower, but they're a little bit slower. So it's not like the full effect of the Watch of Flowing Time, but it is. They are a little bit slower. And once again, you have to ready those abilities by pressing V. So, oops, go over here. So you can turn them on and off, kind of like what the other two things are. So if you've seen the Abyss Helmet and the Infernal Armor, you had to turn them on and off using V. Should be on. There we go. So, let's see, what else do we got here? Anything? Note, the current version of Tekkit pressing shift will not increase the falling speed unless the armor offensive build. Yeah, well, they are on, and I don't fall any faster. I knew I wrote that down somewhere. Yeah, I mean, I don't fall any faster, so, plus I don't understand the point of that anyways. Maybe it has something to do with my ring. It might have to do something with the ring and not letting me fall to a certain point. But I don't know how else I'd get up top. Yeah, so I wish I could tell you why that was put into this armor, but I can't. So this has been Gravity Greaves. The Gravity Greaves aren't as useful as basically the other two things, the Watch of Flowing Time and the Gem of Eternal Density. Like I said, stop it. I'm trying to talk here. So the Gravity Greaves aren't as useful as the other two things that are put into it, which is strange because the Abyss Helmet has been nice, the Infernal Armor is nice. The Gravity Greaves seem to suck. So the Hurricane Boots, the last thing that we're going to be making, should be the best thing. I'm hoping. Once again, with multiplayer, you don't always know. Sometimes these things don't work as well as in single player, but I was able to tell you guys what they do or what they're supposed to do. If you guys do have any questions, I know some of you recently have had some questions on some things, just ask. I mean, I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. A lot of times it's a very simple answer. Sometimes it's really complex, but a lot of times it's just kind of a simple thing for me to be like, oh, well, it actually does this. Or if I misstate something in this episode, then just let me know. I can put an annotation up or whatever. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, like I've been saying constantly for the last month or so, if you guys leave a like, fares and favorites do help me out. It gets me out to more people because it puts it on your subscription feeds. If you guys are hooked up to Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, with your YouTube account that is, it would send it out to that too. So let's say if you were to like my video and you have your account hooked up to your Twitter, it would send it out to all of your Twitter followers or your YouTube subscription, whoever subscribed to you on YouTube. So a lot of you guys don't make videos, so you don't have subscribers or anything, so that's not as much of a help as it is with the Twitter and Facebook and other things. I believe, was it Tumblr? There's Tumblr and all those other fancy new social websites that are coming out, it seems like every day. So if you guys do that, it does help me out. It gets up more people to this series, more people that watch it, the more motivated I am to make more of these videos. So if you guys did enjoy the episode, like I said, leave a like, leave a comment, just let me know what you guys thought about the episode. If it's boring, tell me that it's boring. If it's really fun, which this episode wasn't fun, but if you guys did enjoy the video, just let me know. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Switch around here. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and have a nice day.